This boy, we need to start caning him, you see. And caning, what, Sylvia?
He's so tiny.
No, I mean caning in the form of, if he's touching something that he's not supposed to touch, you just cane on the hand, not with a big cane, just a small. And actually, I had a pencil, HB pencil, this long HB pencil, for just instilling discipline. Not caning the one that our fathers used to beat us and ask you go cry huko juu kwa mlima.
But that's
Just,
how it starts, I think.
Just this tiny,
I
tiny,
think that's
tiny.
how it starts. You unasema the tough one.
Yeah, so because and I actually posted in our family group, because my sisters have children, older ones, you know, that I can learn from. My younger brother actually has two. One is 4 years, the other one is 3 years. No, one is 7 years, the other one is 4 years, and you know, and so forth and so on. So I posted in the family group.
Ladies and gentlemen, mabibi na mabwana, welcome to another episode of You Create Impact. Today we have a super specialist with us. Yes, he tackles very ill people, particularly children. He's a dad, a husband, and a force to reckon with in the medical sector. Welcome to the show, Emmanuel.
Thank you so much.
So maybe you can start by introducing yourself and just giving us a brief overview of who Emmanuel is.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so of course, my name is Emmanuel Keya, and friends call me Manu, or rather, people who know me closely call me Emmanuel. So yes, like you said, I'm a husband, I'm a dad as well, a family man. But in terms of what I do for a living or work, or rather my call and vacation, I'm a nurse, a critical care nurse. So I work in one of the health facilities in Kenya, around Nairobi. So aside from the general nursing, primarily I'm also a lecturer for a lot of other nurses who also want to specialize in what is my specialty, which is critical care. And it's a job that I take so dear to my heart, because the specialities that I take care of actually aimed at really helping children. And you know, we train for, you know, a lot of different places, a lot of different countries, and I'm passionate about it because, you know, the pediatric specialty is one of the most neglected, you know, areas in healthcare. It's not like you know, you guys adults, si kama nyinyi, you know, watu wazima, where issues diabetes has been taken care of, hypertension has been taken care of. But children, if you go around, you'll really see how much it has been, that specialty has been neglected. So yes, I do lecture. I also do clinical instruction for these people who are specializing. Yeah, and that's essentially me and you know, what I do.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So recently, I think a week ago, you were in Mombasa to
Yeah.
release some of your research.
Yeah.
And when someone Googles Emmanuel Keya, you'll see a lot of research on children's care.
Yeah.
So maybe tell us a little bit about
Okay.
that technical work and the body of knowledge that you're working to build.
Yeah. So actually, that post was not for a week ago. It's about a month. This is June. So April. So it's April that we were in Mombasa for the Kenya Pediatric Association annual scientific conference. So I had a presentation, actually two. I was one of the lucky people to at least get 2 slots to, you know, present my papers. So the first one was on alarm fatigue. So alarm fatigue talks about, you know, you know, when you go to healthcare facilities, wanga unasikia beep, 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 and all that.
Especially in critical
and
care.
especially in ICU, you know. So there are ventilators that are helping patients to breathe. There are cardiac monitors that are helping patients to, you know, so that we can be able to see and visualize how their hearts are working, how they are breathing, and things like that. So it's like a whole constellation of equipment, and they keep alarming time and again. So now imagine yourself in that environment, 12 hours a day, 3 days a week, and then, you know, you can be able to count 15 days a month, and maybe more, sometimes 20 days a month. So a lot of nurses end up getting fatigued with these alarms. So you find when they go back home, you close your eyes to sleep. And actually this happened for me in my first critical care experience. Unasikia hizo alarms zikibip in your head.
And you're sleeping.
Ding. Ukifunga macho kulala, unasikia alarms zina beep in your head. Ding, ding, you know. Beep, 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 beep. You know. So actually nurses end up having some form of post-traumatic stress because of these alarms. And of course, it's also coupled with the status of their patients. So what happens with alarm fatigue is that when you get exposed to them for a long period of time, you get what we refer to as desensitization. You get desensitized to the alarms, so that you actually stop hearing them. You understand? It can be going off in front of you, but it's like you're not even hearing it, you know. So the risk of this is that sometimes a patient may be critically ill, so that's why the device is alarming. But kwa sababu wewe umezoea hiyo alarm, uko like, si hiyo monitor inapiganga tu noise hivyo kila time. So unalenga, you know, you assume it, or sometimes you find the nurse goes and silences it without looking at what is really happening to a patient. So basically my study was looking at what is the level of alarm fatigue amongst nurses in a specific health facility in Kenya. This one was Thika level 5. I had wished to do it in Keya𖐐 because they have a bigger health facility, bigger critical care units, almost 30 beds. So, but then due to, you know, clearances and other issues, we could not be able to do it in Keya𖐐. So we were able to quantify actually that a lot of nurses have alarm fatigue based on a certain index, which is called the Charity Index.
So
for
when
alarm
we
fatigue.
see them sometimes just walking by and the alarms are happening and we're
And
like,
they're not responding.
why aren't you checking
It's
on my
alarm fatigue.
relative?
Yeah, that's alarm
it's like
fatigue.
they've become desensitized.
Desensitized
And
to
what
the
is the
alarm.
solution for this?
So the solution for this is primarily, number one, we can look at it in 3 different ways. Number one, those issues that are affecting the healthcare worker in terms of their level of knowledge and training. So being trained on how to manage an alarm can be able to help them, you know, sort them out.
I would think that's part of the training when they're being
No,
trained.
no, it's not. It's not. Actually, you get a job in a critical care department. That's when you see some equipment for the very first time of your life. So you have to start learning afresh. The basic nursing education does not expose people to these things. Some people are working as nurses, but they have never seen them, especially if you're working in other departments like, let's say, maternity, you know, general medical wards, mother and child, departments and clinics. So they have not seen some of these equipment.
So you can't move easily from maternity
No,
to
it's not so easy. It's not.
okay.
You can't just move easily. You need to have some level of training. So that's number one. So number two is health facilities or other departments need to have policies and procedures of how to manage alarms. Unajua kama kuna policies na procedures, then people do whatever they want. But then if we have a policy and a procedure, a guideline of how to go about what you need to do, then I will be able to know that if this alarm goes off, I'm supposed to call so and so to check it out, you know. Also support from biomedical teams. And that is one speciality that has also been neglected. They're not very well involved in healthcare, but then we need them because they're the ones biomed are the ones who take care of these equipments. If it is faulty, sometimes the nurse will lenga the alarm kwa sababu anajua hiyo mashini iko na shida. You understand?
And it's not been resolved.
And it has not been resolved.
So maybe there's a problem, but
Yeah.
the alarm is not leading
Yeah,
to
it's not leading to a patient,
diagnostics.
diagnostic or a patient, worsening condition and things like that. So let's involve biomedical teams. So basically a multidisciplinary approach towards how to do the job.
Okay, tell us about the other research briefly.
So the other one was on how we can be able to help children and individuals who have been treated of TB. So right now, the numbers of TB in Kenya have really reduced.
Yeah.
Of course, we still have problems but then a lot of people are getting better. They're getting healed from TB, But even after getting healed from TB, they end up with what we refer as a post-tuberculosis lung disease, whereby you do not retain or rather regain your initial level of respiratory function. Au breathe venye ulikuwa na breathe kitambo kwa sababu because of TB your lung has had some changes.
Sounds to me something like similar to post-COVID.
Yeah, more or less. Actually,
okay.
It's very closely related. Yeah. So this is post-tuberculosis lung disease. So we want to see there is a cheap device called an incentive spirometer. So we want that each and every individual who has been diagnosed with TB is given an incentive spirometer. And it's a very small device, more or less just can be the size of my phone that the patient blows in, or it can be, the size of a pouch. So it depends. So they come in different sizes. So they are very cheap devices. So because this person cannot exercise, maybe they're bedridden, or maybe they cannot tolerate exercise, they keep blowing in the device. So as they blow in it pushes the ball up. So their target is to be able to, with every blow, push the ball up as
sort of like gamification.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
medication.
Yes. So that it continues helping them to expand their lungs and help them breathe. So an incentive spirometer is a very useful device for lung rehabilitation.
And is it readily available here?
Yeah, it is readily available. But then the issue is, from the study, our preliminary data is indicating that a lot of patients who are going for their TB clinics do not get this device. Okay? They don't get it prescribed for them. A lot of pulmonologists or individuals who are taking care of these patients do not recommend it to them. Okay? So we prefer to care for this category of patients in their own clinics. You see, so that they don't mix with the general population because of how high and easily transmissible it is. So we already have clinics. Our concern now is to be able to help this person who has been cured of TB to breathe better. Kwa sababu anapatanga ugumu kubreathe. Mtu akitembea kidogo anapata anachoka. You understand? So we want to help them to breathe better. So incentive spirometers can be able to help them do that. Yeah.
So I guess what Emmanuel is alluding to is there needs to be a little more post-TB support for the patient, so that they are given the device, they are helped to understand how to use it, as well as manage even the symptoms during that time, which is not always happening. Like patients are being given the treatment, but then they don't get the post-care that can help them to be able to.
So hata for you as a healthy person, kama utaki ku-exercise, kukimbia, kujog, you can get the incentive spirometer, you blow into it, and you improve your lung function.
Okay. They miss out on healing because of something so small that could have helped them improve their outcomes.
And that is one of the problems that you have with medicine currently. We focus so much on pills and drugs than some other simple ways that can be able to help us, have better living.
Yeah, I had one doctor say that in medical school, they are not taught the alternative ways, like maybe good nutrition, how to prescribe good nutrition, follow-up.
Yes.
You're taught really how to prescribe medication.
And
stuff.
Then
it ends there.
Yeah.
So it's very sad, but interesting that...
So if they can get TB medications for free, I'm thinking incentive spirometers as well
can be included as part of the regime. Okay, I hope you're able to push and advocate for that.
Yeah,
but,
so those are the two works that we've been working on.
I wanted to go back a little bit to where it started.
Yeah.
You're a little young boy growing up, and something you said recently. By the way, he's about to publish a book. He just hasn't told us about it, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, you said you said missing those cozy evenings back home, bathing with firewood boiled water, the soothing scent of bar soap, blending with the smoky aroma of burning wood. Moments like that warm the soul. I just want to go home. The way the steam would rise in the cool evening air, simple bar soap scent, pure comfort.
But that's my post
No
from WhatsApp
rush.
just yesterday.
Yeah, no noise. Just peace. This is
I
your
mean,
writing, and it's amazing.
Hey,
I
you
want
know,
you to talk
unajua,
about that authentic home experience
you know,
and what it means to you.
Nairobi, and you see, today in the morning I said that Nairobi, we're just smelling in tear gas and stuff. You know, my family stays in Machakos, you see, and I like it there. But also we have a small place that we put up in here in Rescos. So the reason why I love Machakos is because it gives you that homely environment. You know, it's not as chaotic as Nairobi. And one thing I always look up to every day is, my journey back home. Nikigonga Mombasa Road, naingia Expressway, and then I go to the dual carriage all the way to Machakos. That period is usually the happiest moment of my life because I'm getting away from all the chaos and the noise. See, I mean, we are doing this shoot here, and it's a lot of heating and everything on our background.
Yeah.
So that journey is usually one of my best moments, So going back to that post, being a Friday, I was just like, yesterday we were in town and we were running around after work, because of the maandamano. And I'm like, if we were home, maybe we wouldn't be going through all these things. So, and it's an evening, and you just want to take your shower. So what are you gonna do? It's just boiled water in those big black sufurias that mama has, and in Ushago people bathe outside, or if not outside, then we have those makeshift bathrooms. Makeshift bathrooms that is made from banana leaves, zimehang. I mean, kama unatoka Western unaelewa, So those aesthetics of having all this closed system, and then it's a hot shower from the top, unlike just having it, simple. Your water in your basin, uko na shangu,
the loafer.
So in Nairobi there is a glove. Naona watu wananunua gloves for bathing, but now this is the original one, either made from a gunia, and then your bar soap. It doesn't have to be, your geisha or Dettol and things like that. Just your bar soap, just a simple, serious a bath with your basin and water. And in my mind, I was just thinking about the aroma of a bar soap. Here in town, we are bathing with, all the scented soap, and I was just missing, for a moment, the simple life back at home. But personally, I'm thinking that this year, maybe I should be able to go back to that, because there are a couple of things I want to do at home. Yeah, I want to do goat farming for milk and meat. That is the Gala goat, Nabua goat. And I also want to do fish farming, because we have a lot of land that is not used, And we've been at loggerheads with my old man because he feels sometimes his sons are lost in the city, So one way of just maybe going back, connecting with him, and also definitely making revenue and collecting, making money out of it.
Yeah.
I think eventually we're gonna be going back home, in bit by bit, so that we can be able to just have the balance between city life and the village life. Sometimes I wonder what we are chasing and what we are looking for in this city, and yet life can be so simple, people are making a living while they're out there back at home. So it was based on that I ended up making that post.
Yeah, I think
So
it
I
was
didn't
very
know that it was gonna be a point of discussion today.
Yeah, I think for me it's the authenticity.
Yeah.
And just appreciating where you're coming from.
Mhm. You saw
I
the
know that-
pictures for the big sufurias on
Yes,
on
yes,
fire.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
firewood.
That was really, really authentic, and I think it speaks to who we are as Kenyans,
Yeah,
who
that's
we
what
are as
we are.
Africans. And on the point of wanting to go back home to do all these things, how are you gonna balance that and work?
So actually, maybe I can read. There's something. There's something a friend of mine called Mercy texted me. I had I had told her that I had told her on text here that I'm going back home soon. This was just 3rd June. And I told her how I'm prospecting to do, the ponds they got for meat and milk.
Yeah.
And then she asked, you're transferring or you're going to work from home? Just what you're asking, how I'm going to be balancing work. And then I told her, just kiddingly, I like to joke a lot. Forever, I told her forever. And then she asks, you will not be working? I said, I will be working on the farm. And then she said, all the very best. And then she was like, just curious what happens to your medic career.
Exactly. That's exactly what's on my mind, Marcy.
And then she said, if triggering, please don't answer.
Okay.
I would even think you go private, but abandoning everything to go to the farm.
The kids need you.
I mean, you've come a long way just to
Yeah.
hang your boots like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's a struggle, I can imagine.
no, it's not really a struggle because I think my nursing career or even medical career is already set and it's on a good trajectory. I can almost predict how tomorrow will look like. I can almost predict how next year is gonna look like, how the next 5 years is gonna look like. But I cannot be able to, if I continue this way, I cannot be able to predict how life after retirement is gonna look like. You see, and I don't want to retire in Nairobi. I don't want to retire in the city. The best place to retire is home. Just the same way, like I usually say, I want to live the way my dad lived. I want to retire back at home. And in order for me to retire back at home, I think these are some of the small projects that I can start doing as I prepare for retirement. Actually, I usually count my years to retirement. And right now, I'm doing 25 years to retirement.
Count them.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, when they send me my pension slip, it has your years, how many years you have to retirement. So now it's 25 years to retirement, which means I've already spent almost, I would say, half of my working career. I don't know if it's half of my working career or half of my life. You see, so, and we've seen what the city has for us. We've seen what the career has for us. But then how about something else? You see, how about something else? So if, let me say we start the goat farm and we also start the fish pond, I'm looking at a situation where, I mean, we have relatives, brothers and sisters, cousins, and also other people who just need a source of income, and especially coming from families that like ours. See, so one way of also relieving that black tax is by having something that these people can do,
So like you hire them.
Yeah, we hire them. Let's give them let's give them the jobs, and also it can also help to create generational wealth. You see, because my old man, he focused on getting us educated to get formal education. You see, we had the farm, but we never really focused on doing this business. You see, and we have very good, productive pieces of land. And in terms of probably doing animal husbandry and even fish farming, because Kule, they do a lot of maize, sorghum, and things like that, but they don't do so well. So you find you've put up so much capital, but then you don't get anything. Unapata umelima 4 acres of land, you only get 3 sacks of maize. It doesn't make sense.
That's ridiculous.
Yet something like a boer goat or a gala goat just needs to eat the shrubs. You see, it eats the weeds, eat the shrubs. They are not very high cost maintenance, as long as you get their
As long as you have the
dewormers.
basics,
Yeah, dewormers. You get them water to drink, which you have a very good source of water. You see, that also I think we should have used that to just put on. We just throw fish in there, and they will just grow. The same applies for fish. It doesn't require so much work as long as they are fed. You see, so I'm seeing that we can be able to strike a balance. Kwa sababu nyumbani si mbali, it's never far. You just need to have the willpower to to travel. So if I do Machakos Nairobi every day for 2 years, I think I can do Nairobi home once a week. You just drive back home, see how the work is going on, have individuals that are responsible to take care of the projects. And sincerely, that's one thing that I really want to do this year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Going back to think about not only what you're doing now, but what next.
What next?
Yeah, but let me move back a little bit to kind of the work you're doing now.
Yeah.
I know that you have experience advising young people, especially.
Sure.
As
I
you
didn't
teach
know
them-
I'm already old. I'm
No, as
advising
you
nowadays.
teach them, I see you with those little, what are they called? The
Mannequins.
The
Yeah.
little mannequins. And
Yeah.
I think it goes also with the territory
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you're working in a very difficult environment. But I think for young people generally,
Yeah.
what would be your advice for them? And I'm going to quote something here. It's a good thing we are friends. That you
From
said,
the French class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you ever worry. It'll sort
Itself out.
Another one is keep calm and carry on.
Yeah.
If you want to go somewhere, go now.
Now,
where
before-
you still have the energy.
Yeah.
Or
When the place is still there.
Yeah. What else would you add to advise young people, especially knowing, and I think they miss this sometimes, how difficult it is to start. You're already there, like you're even saying that you can predict what would happen in your career in the next couple of years or something. But there's a young person who hasn't really discovered.
Doesn't have an idea.
Yeah, where am I going? What am I supposed to do? What would be your words to them
So
to encourage them?
I think first of all is just to keep working and have a plan, because and I would take myself as a good example, though myself mimi sija hustle. Unaona ile enye mtu umetoka shule, like you don't know what next and all that. Me I didn't struggle amongst my siblings, amongst my friends. I don't know if I was lucky or if I was just working hard or working the right way.
But nursing is the most serious hustle out there.
So
It is.
actually, because I finished campus and immediately I went on internship, and it was a full paid internship, Ministry of Health. You understand? So at that point, I was actually running about 3 or 4 jobs. If you look at my NHIF, you'll see like 4 employers paying NHIF, 4 employers paying.
You're the real hustler. That's the exact definition of hustler.
So like I didn't struggle that I'm looking for a job and things like that. But I can be able to advise from the basis of what I've seen my sisters go through. Because my sisters now struggled. My elder sister struggled. My sister, the one that I follow, she's called Mercy, also struggled. You see, and I've been able to see how God has been able to open ways for them. So number one is stay positive. However difficult the circumstance and situation is, life improves as you grow older. Maybe as a 21-year-old, as a 22-year-old, people may not visualize and see your worth. And you may be denied opportunities simply because you're a young person. It happens a lot, okay? But as you go by, doors start opening. And I experienced that from my sister. I experienced that from my brother, and also my sister, my brother that follows me, and my sister that I follow her. There are people who really had to find ways, There are people who really were hit to their lowest, but then through patience and having a plan and a strategy, they were able to pull through. That's number one. So
Excellent.
keep working, be patient. Number two, sometimes you just need to change your location. Wanna get? Sometimes you just need to change your location. Toka pahali penye uko. Toka kwa hiyo comfort zone. You go. And then you'll find out ways outside there. Somehow you'll always find out ways.
Including the messes you made in Mombasa.
I mean, yeah, because let's say, for example, my older sister, she's called Faith. You see, sometimes when you're in one place for quite some time, people get used to you. You know, it's more of the story in the Bible, the stone that the builders rejected. Or for Jesus himself, he was coming from Nazareth. And they were like, no. They were like, nothing good can come out of Bethlehem. And then they were like, this is just Jesus from Nazareth.
Yeah, the prophet who is never accepted
he's
at
never
home.
accepted at home. So sometimes you just need to change your location. So let's say, for example, my sister Faith, she changed her location. She used to stay in Kisumu. So she changed her location from Kisumu to Mombasa. So when she came to Mombasa, she came on an internship. And sometimes she would walk, I don't know if you've stayed in Mombasa for a bit.
Visited.
But she would walk from Bamburi
I know
all
Bamburi.
the way, all the way to Lights, you know, and then all the way towards Tamarind. You see, this is a long distance to walk just to get to an internship. But in the process of changing her location to Mombasa, she got other opportunities, you know, in Mombasa. You understand? And right now she's a very senior person in GIZ. You see? So my other sister, Mercy, as well, she also changed her location. You see? Changed her location from wherever she was, came down to coast a little bit, got an opportunity at the port, and then came back again to Western, where she's working for some sugar company and things like that.
Excellent.
So move away from, you know, those people that are so familiar to you, because they say familiarity breeds contempt.
Yeah.
You understand? So watu wanakuona tu, huyu si ni Emmanuel tu, huyu si ni Sylvia tu, ni nini ya maana sana. You understand? But when you change your location to other places, other people are able to see the value that you offer.
I think I can resonate with that.
Yeah,
I can.
So be patient. You just keep working, even because sometimes you can be patient. Unakuwa patient hadi umechill kabisa. Sasa hata hakuna kile unafanya. Wewe uko too patient.
Don't be over patient. In short,
So unakuwa patient, but then you keep working.
Yeah,
keep working, and just change of location is very important. It makes you see things a little different. And I think in the course of this discussion, I know, because now you've been basing on my WhatsApp post, maybe you're going to bring up this issue of nurses moving to Maju.
Again, location. So let me talk about location and your finances.
Yeah.
And your writing is so amazing. That's why I think you're going to write a book soon.
Yeah.
And maybe it's going to be about financial management or whatever for medics. But let me go into this topic.
Okay.
Location and your finances. This is what Emmanuel writes.
Come on.
We should start a series called Emmanuel Writes. You have a choice to romanticize movement or build sound financial strategies. It seems you think about this a lot. It's not about where you are.
Yeah.
This is a bit contradictory. It's about how you think, plan, and act. Success hinges on knowledge, networks, and discipline, not mere residence or location. Now he's telling us something different, that your location should not be the one that makes you fail financially. Remaining in Kenya doesn't inherently guarantee financial stagnation, but neither does it ensure prosperity. The economic utility of migration is often overestimated. In other words, these are my words now, that people think when you move, you'll definitely succeed. But I think he qualified it and said you have to hustle it out.
Yeah.
And he says it's overestimated, particularly in the short term. Yes, a nurse or teacher might earn more in the UK or Canada in absolute terms.
But the cost of living there.
Taxation, social isolation is kind of equalizing things.
Yeah.
The assumption that moving abroad guarantees wealth is rooted in nominal wage differences. What's his advice? Start building smart financial habits wherever you are.
Absolutely.
And don't be coming to ask him whether it's good
to
good or
go
not
to go
to
to stay or leave.
wale nurses wenye
Yeah.
wanajuanga when I
I
take
mean,
nursing I have to go to
yeah,
America.
yeah, and I'm seeing
Msikuje kwake.
and we are seeing a lot of that right now. I mean, every school, every corner, we are getting like nursing schools opening up like kiosks. You see, and then they're offering very funny cadres, and there's a specific cadre that I'm very, very against. That if I was the nursing council, we would actually do away with that cadre.
Which one?
So we'll go there. We'll go
Okay.
there, all right?
So let me continue.
Yeah.
In short, location alone doesn't fix money problems. Your mindset, effort, and strategic action do.
Yeah.
On the other hand, staying in Kenya without a strategy for growth, savings, or income diversification also leads to stagnation. Thanks for sharing with us your example, by the way, your plan. A significant number of migrants struggle with debt, underemployment, and the high cost of living. And this is from a World Bank report he's quoting.
Yeah.
Financial well-being depends more on personal discipline, planning, and opportunity than geography. Debt follows you across borders. So kama uko na fuliza mingi, sijui what, don't think that suddenly
It follows
when you go abroad.
I mean, it follows you, and debt is all in the mind. You understand? Yeah, debt is all in the mind. How you spend, and actually in Kenya, I would say, and probably from my own personal experience, is that the problem is not on how to make money. The problem is how guys spend money. Our expenditure is our problem. So that if I know I'm making just so much, I don't want to spend more than what I'm making, or spend without a plan. You see, and I'm saying expenditure is the problem because there was a time, like let's say when I had like 4 jobs running. If somebody would ask me for money, and I think this was the period that we were doing the French classes as well in Alliance. If somebody would
You didn't
ask,
look rich.
yeah, I mean, because this was the reason. This was the reason. If somebody would ask me, let's say, my friend, my sister, my brother would ask me for money, I would tell them, unataka nido ngapi? Nataka 12K. I just know in my head, I will go to a certain place, I'll do a locum, make the 12K, that's the money. So already bado sijaunda hiyo do, lakini nishai spend. Nishajua Sylvia anataka 12K. Nikienda health facility fulani, let's say health facility X, or let's say Aga Khan, ninaenda nagonga locum pale. Locums ngapi? 2, 6,000. Hiyo locum ni ya nani? Ya Sylvia. So hata naweza fanya 24 hours. Okay? Hiyo do nitatumia mom, hiyo do nitatumia my sister, nitatumia so and so, nitatumia so and so. You see? So I've already spent money that I've not made. The best way to do it, or rather what I learned, is that I should first of all make the money and then I budget the money. You see? So here I'm coming up with an expenditure without a budget. You see? So for most people, actually, and like I'm saying, debt is in the mind. So you find that you still remain hitting negatives when actually you would have, been making more money. You understand? Yeah. So that is the issue actually with a lot of people. Planning, spending before you earn. Okay? Unajua that ninaenda kazi, hii kazi ninafanya, hii do nitatumia kufanya. Ama ninataka kufanya this and this, so wacha nifanye hii kazi, I get this money so that I can be able to buy this.
And then the issue of assets, liabilities comes in when you're talking about planning,
yes,
budgeting, and
absolutely,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So
like I say, debt is just in the mind, and I think a lot of people can be able to pull out of it if we are just able to plan well and just live within our means. Actually, that should be the first thing, living within our means. Now, my wife, she's a frugal person, okay? She's a minimalist in terms of spending. So, and she's also a business mind. She's, despite her still being a nurse. So, and actually she's one of the person who helped me understand this concept. Na kaniambia, the fact that hautumii mabeshte zako do, haimaanishi we si rafiki yao. The fact that unaweza sema that now, don't send your brother, don't send your sister, don't do this and this money, does not mean that you've stopped loving them. Okay? But then you cannot spend so much to people and then we unabaki without you see. And actually those days I would actually, because babu mi niko najua do yangu inakuja, unaona, so I was not scared of sikukuwa scared of spending
years to retirement.
you see, nilikuwa najua do zangu zina
Wives.
do zangu zina do inaenda kukuja. Colleagues, the money will come. You know that guy from Uganda who says that. Yeah. Colleagues, the money is here. Okay, so mimi niko najua do ina come, na sasa hiyo do ikikuja nilikuwa na spend kwa watu. You see, I'm sending it to people and things like, and it's not like my rent was so much. I was living in Ngara and my rent was, I think, 15K for a bed sitter. You see, at that time. So my wife was like, you need to just see whether you send them or not, life moves on. You know, it's not like they stop at something. It's not like something really bad is going to happen. Ebu jaribu uone. And I tried it and it worked.
Oh, okay.
You see, yeah.
And now you're thinking investing and then giving people work so that it's actually more sustainable and helps both of you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, talk to us a little bit about leaving, because I know you left at a point, Kenya. You were in the US.
So I actually didn't leave.
Well, you were there for some time.
Yeah.
Maybe just share your experience as a nurse, and I'm sure other nurses listening would want to know.
Yeah. So
how
actually didn't leave, but one of the other things that I usually do is transport nursing, air transport, you know, flight nursing, where I transport those patients who are very sick and they are either going for surgery, probably a cardiac surgery, probably a heart transplant, probably chemotherapy, cancer, probably any advanced, you know, level of care. So we can transport them from a facility X in Nairobi to facility X in South Africa or Dubai or China or the
Colorado.
UK. Yeah, and also the US specifically. So in the process of being there, of taking the patient there, two things are possible. You can either get there, leave the patient, and then they're going to be brought back, or sometimes you stay with the patient there as they are going through their their cares. So after their surgery, you stay with them and you continue taking care of them in hospital right there. Okay, so you become more of what we call their case manager, okay, or their primary nurse. So you help manage and coordinate the care that the patient receives. So it's based on this that I've had, exposure in terms of what the nurses out there are basically experiencing and what they're doing. So I haven't left per se. I've just gone and come back, several times. And I think it's on basis of that I've been able to, also see what other nurses are doing versus what we are doing on this other end. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your US experience like?
So, the experience in US is great because they have advanced technologies than we do. That's number one. Number two, the level of staffing is not as bad as what we have. Okay. And number three, the ratios are also not so bad. Number three, they have systems that work. You see, they have systems that work. So that is where they beat us actually at. The systems are literally working, irrespective of the short staffing and so forth and so on. And the systems are working because it's business oriented, okay? And they have people who push the business. Unlike our systems that aren't working because people are not willing to get the systems work. There's so much pilferage. Yeah, people wanting to enrich themselves in very quickly ways, from top level management to the very basic cleaner, stealing things like detergents that would have been used to wash, stealing things like gloves, syringes, needles that would have been used for care of patients. So that, let's say the 5 of us are working in a department here in Kenya. Wewe uchukue syringe 5 leo, yeye achukue zingine 5 kesho. yeye achukue zingine 2 kesho, yeye achukue zingine 5 kesho. You can see this is 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15, 17. Those are 17 injections that would have been used on 17 patients. You understand? So eventually, guys are going to be told, atuna hii na hii, enda nunua kwa pharmacy. So in that process, we end up delaying care.
So you believe a lot of the reasons why we don't have adequate facilities is linked to pilferage?
Pilferage, yeah, pilferage. From top level, them they'll take the monies. Bottom here, them they will steal detergent. Umeona? And then sasa kuna hawa the rest hapa katikati.
But now, how can we change things? Because really, to be able to create impact, we have to change
the issue is I would say it's just a mentality thing. It's just a mentality, because you who's taking 5, I think you can, from your salary, you can just go and buy a syringe, instead of taking from a ward stock and things like that. Okay, the other person who's taking needles, I think they can just go and buy from a pharmacy. It should be about 10 shillings, 20 shillings. You won't spend more than 100 shillings. And if you're doing an estimated salary of 60,000 for a nurse who's starting, sidhani kama hiyo ni pesa inaweza umiza account yako. Umeona? So I think it's just a mentality ati ndio hii hapa, wacha mimi nijisaidie. Hiyo ndio kitu inaumiza healthcare system in Kenya. And like out there, they account for everything. If, let's say I want to give a certain drug that requires me to use 1 syringe, I account for that one device that I'm using. And it is built based on that one device that is being used.
So also having a very stringent business model where we can be able to account, and even the patients pay exactly for what has been used for them.
Okay. Exactly. So so in terms of my experience, things work there because they have people who are willing to get the work done, and they are also, because most of actually their nurses are not actually United States citizens. They're people who have, actually ni hawa Kenya tu hawa. Most of them ni hawa Kenya tu. But sasa mtu akifika pale, hizo behaviors zina change
because of
kwa sababu ya system. System iko. You see, so hizo behaviors zina change. So you're like, kwani what is so different? You understand? But akirudi huku anataka kufanya all those, negative things. And it is not only nurses. I mean, it cuts across all cadres. I've worked in a healthcare facility, government one, where a healthcare worker, some other cadres, tells a patient that in order for me to put for you the cannula, I mean, I'll do it for you for 50 bob. You see, I'll do it for you for maybe 20 bob, 100 bob.
And they're being paid a salary.
Yes. Okay, yeah. But then for those specific instances that I saw, they were on what we call, their salary is based on, they're not employed by the county, but they're employed by the healthcare facility under the board. So the board pays them some sort of a token of appreciation, not really a salary, Yeah, so these are not specifically nurses. Remuneration
of
remuneration is things can work. Things can work if we get people who are willing, and then we just get our mentality well, and then we remunerate our healthcare workers well, fairly. You see. And the other thing is, as Africans, we are givers. If I serve you well, you want to give me something. And we see this a lot with patients. Chicken. Yeah. I remember there's a time I was working in Maua, in Meru, and we helped a patient get well. So 1 week later, I'm called, Emmanuel, come at the gate. Someone wants to see you. And I'm like, who wants to see me? Nobody knows me in Maua. The patient's relative came with a whole gunia like this one of Mira. And I'm like,
what? You are gifted Mira.
Ndakitari, hii tumekuletea kusema shukrani.
Wow.
You see? And then it's lucky my in-laws came from Meru now.
So they understand what you've received.
You see? So I was like, what do I need this for? I mean, you don't need to give me anything. But they were like, no, you have to take it. So we had a bag of a whole gunia of mira, and we had a bag of cabbage and a bag of bananas and stuff, you know. So for a healthcare worker, it can be tricky. Do I take this or not? Our code of conduct does not allow us to receive tokens and gifts from patients or patient relatives. Not at all. You see. But then when you refuse it, the patient is like, Kwani, what do you think I'm doing here? You think I'm bribing you? You see, sometimes they even push like the 100 bob note or 1,000 bob note into your lab coat and pockets and things like that, you know. So it puts, a lot of healthcare workers in a difficult position in terms of, do I receive a token or not? And also for this other one who's asking now you see these are different situations. For the one who's saying that in order for me to put for you a cannula, you're gonna pay me like 50 shillings for me to do that for you. You understand? And they make the conversations in their mother tongue, in their local dialects and things like that. So systems za US zina work kwa sababu watu wako willing, and kwa sababu they have systems za accountability. Ours are not working because we have some people who are willing, but we don't have systems that enhance accountability.
Can we emulate our private sector health systems? Because I find they bill everything. In fact, they probably overbill.
So, for accountability, yes. But for healthcare provision, I don't think healthcare should be as expensive as it is. Okay? This is what they call commercialization of healthcare. I don't think it should be as expensive as it is. Because if I'm treating malaria, and you see the private hospitals, they have different charges. Nikikuja kwa hosi ya Sylvia, na ende kwa hosi ya someone else, let's say ya Emmanuel, and I have malaria. We are using the same drugs to treat this malaria. So why is it kwa hosi ya Sylvia, this malaria tablet is, let me say for example, is 1,000 bob, but when you come to my facility, it's 100 bob.
Big question.
You get?
Big question.
And we're treating the same patient, the same condition. You understand? Of course, we have the issues going around quality, especially for the healthcare facilities that I've worked in. So we have the Joint Commission, International Quality, and all these things. But I think some things are just exaggerated. You see, I think some things are just exaggerated. There's some element of greed, and hence there's some element of lack of accountability.
So also standardizing costs across.
Yeah, I mean, Kenya is just an open market.
Yeah, you're not really able to increase.
Yeah. Kenya is a free market, and that's the biggest issue that we have. Even in pharmacies, chemists, I go buy a tablet of Panadol in one pharmacy, maybe at 10 bob, and in another one, same tablet, 50. Buscopan, for example, and Cataflam, for example. One place 15 shillings, another place 30 shillings. Almost double. What? So
the business people will defend themselves and say, again, it's a free market.
Yeah.
If you want it cheaper, then you could go to the other facility.
Yeah. So commercialization of healthcare is the biggest problem that we have. It's no longer about trying to help someone who has a problem, but it's about how much more money I can make from the person. But even so, we are not doing so badly off, because I've been to Malawi, I've been to Uganda, and my heart broke when I went to those healthcare facilities.
It was?
The government healthcare facilities. Sylvia, tuko pale mzuri.
So we just need to improve a couple of elements.
We can do very well. We can do well. We can do very, very well. Okay. But these are the countries.
So let's hope we can be an example for other countries.
And of course we are, because let's say, for example, the place I work, you see, I'm telling you that we have foreigners coming in to study. We have Liberians coming to study in Kenya. We have Malawians coming to study in Kenya. We have
And on that note,
Nigerians.
because you're good at calculating what you've done, do you know how many people you've taught to date?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Because right now I have a class of 32. That is for September. There's another class of 30 for April, April 2025. The other one is September 2024. So that's averagely 60. So if every year I have an average class of 30 for the 6 years that I've taught, we are talking about 6 by 30 is about
180.
180 times 2, 360. Yeah.
Oh,
So I would say through my hands, about 360 critical care nurses.
that's good.
Yeah, about 360.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're sharing your
and this is just the class that I say I'm the class coordinator, the class lecturer. But then there are other small courses that I teach in other cadres. Let's say, for example, because the one I'm talking about, these are specialist nurses who are coming to specialize in pediatric critical care. I've not even counted those who are doing pediatric nursing alone.
I think you should count and let us know that figure one day.
Yeah,
So
pediatric
anyway,
nursing.
let's move back to the family front a little bit
Yeah.
and tell us about Papsi and what he's been able to teach you about life.
Hey, Popsy is a terrorist. Oh, yeah. So Popsy is my son. I call him Popsy because he was named after my dad. You know,
You're
his
very
grandfather.
close with your dad.
No, we ain't. I think we're at that moment of father-son strain.
What
I think
happened?
every gentleman has that.
What?
This
People are saying yes. What happened there?
We'll come to that.
Okay.
So, man, I used to be close to my dad. You know, as a boy. You know, I was my father's favorite. Also, being a first son, I would say I was a father's favorite child. But it gets at a certain level where you're trying to find yourself, and he's trying to make you be the man he is, and you find that somehow he sees you're not fitting in his shoes, or maybe you conclude for yourself, unajiamulia, that huyu mzaana na mimi huenda sitoshei his shoes, probably from things that he's done or things that he's said and things like that. But I think every son usually has that moment with their fathers. Yeah, when you're trying to carve your own niche and things like that. So Papsi, we named him after my dad. And actually he has my dad's character. By all means, everything. The boy is stubborn like my dad. The boy is assertive. The boy knows what he wants, how he wants it, and it's just at 1.8 years old.
Yeah.
He wants something, he holds your finger and brings you to what he wants and how he wants you to do it, and which channel he wants to watch. And if you put whatever he doesn't want, he's gonna start saying no 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 no. So he really I see him, I see a lot of my dad in him. So Pops is my son, 1.8 years. We are going towards Terrible 2. So we are there, where they can cry for no reason, where they can want things that probably you can't provide in that moment, where he communicates using gibberish. And somehow you get it.
Yeah.
But me, I don't get it a lot. The mother does,
I guess maybe spending a lot of time with him.
But I don't know, not even so, because we almost work almost the same hours. We come home almost the same time. But somehow mothers just do understand. So he's teaching me a lot about parenting. But I'm also learning a lot from my father. And that's what makes me appreciate my dad right now. Because I'm at a privileged point whereby I'm somebody's son and I'm somebody's father. So I'm no longer just someone's son. So previously, maybe the issues we had with dad was because I was only seeing him as dad. But now as a father, I'm starting to understand why he's
it's
pushing
coming
me on
from.
some things. Umeona? So, and it happens a lot for men from the ages of about 21 all the way to 30 years. Before maybe you get married, get children, you're like, dad is just he's just being stubborn, you know. But you enter into your 30s, I'm now 35. I'm like, oh, I now understand why dad did what he did or why he said what he said. So I'm starting to really appreciate a lot of things about parenting, and just how to be a good dad, and at the same time how to be, a father, and also how to be a husband, you see. So I usually say I will live the way I saw my dad live, because irrespective of the differences, mi sikuwaiona kitu yoyote ile serious mbaya yenye alifanya, because everything he was doing was for the better good of the family. You see, a lot of sacrifices that are gonna be made, and I'm starting to see that to myself, in myself. Like I was saying that every time I'm going to Machakos every evening back home is my happiest moment, because I know I'm going back to my son. I know I'm going back to my wife. And it's a huge sacrifice doing Machakos Nairobi every day.
It's difficult. It's not easy.
And I've done it 2 years now.
Good job.
Machakos Nairobi every day.
Yeah, and what maintains that harmony in your marriage? You have a small child, a very demanding career.
Kwanza hizi ages za this 1 year 1.8. Hey, if you're not careful, your marriage can end, man. Hey, bro. Hapo kama uyuko kama unatumia roho sana kushinda akili, your marriage can end in a very, very easy and simple way. Because and I would say that because, let's say for example, Papsi, my wife has always wanted to win him off from our family bed, you see. But me, I've always been like, hey man, this boy is still too young. We cannot like put him in a cot or just let him sleep in his own room. Not until actually 3 weeks ago, ndizo ameanza kulala peke yake in the other room. You see, and simply because we had support of my sister. You see, but the first I think 2 days, because I came home at around 7:30, he was already asleep. I left home at 7:30 in the morning, he was still asleep. So I came back home again at 7:30 the next day, he is sleeping. I leave again in the morning, he's sleeping. So I haven't seen this boy for like 2 days. I was like, see, analala kwa kitanda leo.
But and from a medical perspective, what do you normally encourage mothers to
chill.
do?
There's medical and then there's life. You see, for my wife, it was, for my wife, it was very important for us to win off the child from the bed, because when Papsi is there, he actually breastfeeds the whole night. So eventually, it denies my wife good sleep and adequate rest. Umona. And now it's difficult for her because she's also in school. You see, she's doing a postgraduate diploma in neonatology. So she's actually doing her specialty, and she's also doing her bachelor's in nursing.
And working.
And so now she's not working.
Okay. Now
she's complete on full-time study leave. Yeah, but then it's a paid study leave. You see, so your employer has to be paying your salary as you're in school. Yeah. So she's on a full study leave. So she's doing a postgraduate diploma in neonatology in Keya�, and she's also doing a bachelor's in nursing in Kenya Methodist. Had to push her because nataka malize hizi ndio sasa to focus kwa mambo ya familia. Nataka nikufikie.
I know.
So, if Papsi is in the bed, Papsi is gonna actually his name is Mickey. Okay, so actually his name is Mickey, Eden Mickey. So if Papsi is in bed, ata spend the whole night kama ananyonya. Ata spend the whole night tossing and turning, But when he's not with us, he just sleeps. He doesn't even bother the other person who's with them in the room and things like that. As long as he's feeling there's someone close to him, okay. He's just okay, you see. So this first year of life for new couples, or rather people who have children, is a very, very tricky period. because also there are the hormonal changes that wifey has, you see, and sometimes they can just be mad at you and you do not know why people are not talking today. You see, it could be the fatigue from breastfeeding the whole night. It could be the thought about the child. It could be the thought actually about you as the husband. You see, sometimes probably she's just thinking, how can she make your life easier? Let's say, for example, myself, as I'm coming from Nairobi to Machakos every day. Maybe she's just sad that you're sacrificing so much. So umefika home, umeona watu wamenyamaza, so unashindwa kwani nimejamiwa kwa nini? Kumbe they are thinking about your well-being. You see, hawana ubaya.
Yeah.
So if you're not careful, this first 1 year, I mean, you really need to have some level of understanding and a lot of wisdom, and talk openly with your spouse. You see, and me, what I like about my wife, you can see in this situation is that she's the one who wants the baby out of the bed. I'm the one who wants the baby to stay in the bed. You see, because I love my son so much, so that if I don't see him 2 days, I feel so. It's about knowing and understanding your spouse and having a conversation. What do we do? But probably just going silent. You talk about things and try and talk about them in a positive and a happy way, not to bring the other person down or not to make the other person look bad and things like that. Yeah. I remember when the boy was, I think 3 weeks, I was flying to South Africa, for some work associated things. And now this mtoto bado ni, in my language tunasema mtoto bado ako mbichi.
Ndama.
Bado ni ndama. And now I have to fly away for like a whole week. And in the first weeks there are also hormonal imbalances. So she's like, how are you leaving us? So in her mind she's like, why are you leaving us?
You could have said no to this assignment.
Yeah, you could have said no. Why are you leaving us? And and on the other hand, she's like, we need to make this money. You see, you need to go so that you make the money so that we can be able to, do a few of our things. Okay, you need to go because it's important for your career. You see,
rationalizing.
Yeah, so you have to rationalize
even
things.
Even though sometimes you may not agree.
Yeah, you cannot agree on everything. Yeah. So I just had to go. I went and then, came back. So it was difficult at that moment. And also, the other issue that we're having right now is 1.8 is a stubborn year, and they're starting to understand themselves. Like I'm saying, this is a very assertive boy. So how do I punish this child? Tuchape kiboko ama tusichape? You understand?
What's the conclusion?
You see, so mi napenda kugombana actually. You see, mi napenda kugombanisha watu. So it's a trait from my father, and also just being a teacher. Sometimes lazima ugombane.
Yeah.
So me, I'm like, this boy, we need to start caning him. You see, and caning. What, Sylvia?
It's so tiny.
No, I mean caning in the form of, if he's touching something that he's not supposed to touch, you just cane on the hand, not with a big cane, just a small. And actually, I had a pencil, HB pencil, this long HB pencil, for just instilling discipline. Not caning the one that our fathers used to beat us and ask you go cry huko juu kwa mlima.
But that's just how it starts, I think.
Just this tiny.
That's how it starts. You unasema the tough one.
Yeah. So, because and actually posted in our family group, because my sisters have children, older ones, that I can learn from. My younger brother actually has 2. One is 4 years, the other one is 3 years. No, one is 7 years, the other one is 4 years, and and so forth and so on. So I posted in the family group, guys, at what age should we start caning Papsi? You should see the responses. Older sister, hey, don't do that. Nowadays we do gentle parenting. That's my older sister who's in Coast. The one that I follow called Mercy. She's like, hey, don't you dare touch Papsi. You should see how Mercy canes her children.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then for this one, she's like, hey, don't touch the boy. Okay. And then the grandmother comes in and says, no, the boy is too young. You cannot start
I
caning
think I
him.
agree with that one.
You see? And then my brother is like, he has to be a man. Go ahead and cane.
Oh, wow.
So I did a random poll, you see, and just to see how it goes. So we discussed with my wife severally, and for her she was like, let's talk, just talk, keep talking to him, keep talking to him and things like that. So I said, because me, I'm gonna cane anything discipline, I'm not gonna handle for this period of time, at least until this gentleman enters 3 years. So for anything discipline,
So you're planning to cane him?
definitely.
Oh, wow.
Spare the rod, spoil the child. I didn't
Allah.
say it. It's the Bible.
Allah. Allah.
Sylvia, mtoto kijana usipochukua kiboko, atakusumbua.
For real, eh?
Yeah.
How did you learn that? Where will it happen?
Si tulivunjwa. Hey, my dad. That guy is a mafia. Si alikuwa anatupiga bana. Na kila mtu kulikuwa na miti ya mapera. We used to stay in a place called Takwel. Takwel is in West Pokot. Next to a place called Keya𖐐. So we used to have a miti ya mapera. Hapo nje, unajua miti ya mapera iko na kiboko ngumu. So kila mtu alikuanga, ukifanya makosa naambiwa enda kwa miti ya mapera. You go and bring the size yako.
Wow. You bring it for yourself.
You bring it for yourself.
And your dad, working in Takwel, were you guys together or you stayed separately? Because I saw something also.
Yeah. So
you shared on that.
In the earlier part, we used to stay the whole family in Takwel. So Takwel Gorge is a project that was done by the French for the Kenyan government to generate geothermal electricity from River Takwel. Okay, so they did like you see the way Kilimani looks like, but it's not like high-rise apartments, just houses and houses and houses and houses. So we used to have French camp, Lorogon, and different camps, depending on different styles of houses. You see. So we used to stay there. So it was a self-sufficient place. It's in West Pokot. It's very arid place, very secluded. But now they did more or less what they've done with Konza City. So they did a fence. So up underneath there, swimming pool, there's a club, there's a supermarket, everything. So, but then very, very far away from humanity. So the only next close town is you either go to Lodwar or you go to Kitale. Kitale is 6 hours on road. Lodwar is 7 hours on road. So there's only one bus that leaves every Saturday, takes people to Kitale for shopping and comes back. You see, so watoke 6 a.m., they get to Kitale by saa sita mchana, do shopping for 2 hours, saa tisa you hit the road coming back. Along the road, you can get bandits, Pokot, Ngoroko, and all these other things. If you ever heard that people have been attacked on their way from, Yeah. So that was the situation. You see, sometimes you come back with shopping, you find them on the road, they take your shopping.
They take everything.
You go back to Takwel without anything. So initially, the family used to live in Takwel. And then there were clashes between the Pokots and Turkanas. You see, they've always been fighting. So, and then at a certain point, Pokot said that anybody who is working in Takwel has to be a Pokot, if not a Turkana. So if you're not among this tribe, you've been given 24 hours to leave. So they closed the whole thing. So a lot of people were operating from Kitale. So, but then my dad remained, and then the family came to Kitale. Yeah. So apparently he had bought land in Kitale, some place called Bidii Maziwa Farm. So we had a Matope house there, and that's where we were staying. So he would come every 1 week or every 2 weeks, to get to see the family.
And
then he goes
I
back.
realized you really appreciated that because
Yeah.
some people say that as a dad you have to be there physically, but I know your position is quite different. That as long as we are together in spirit,
not really. No, being there in person is important, and not even for the children, even for your wife. You see, I don't know what you can say from your side, but
I've also lived separately from my spouse for a while,
Yeah,
but not like
yeah,
for long.
yeah, and
And
it would feel,
sometimes work does that.
yeah, and it would feel different when he's around. You feel more calm. You feel like things are working out than when he or she is away.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
see, so I think I think now the issue you're talking about is present fatherhood. What people
Yes.
say, present fatherhood.
Present fatherhood.
Bro, present fatherhood is not that dad has to be there every time. That's not present fatherhood. Because you can be there every time, but you're not helping in any way. Wanna get? You can be there every time, but you're just causing chaos. Because we've seen friends who are there when dad is around, people just disappear. You see,
That's true.
kuna song ya it's Lucky Dube, Double Trouble. Huh? It's called Double Trouble. They know Double Trouble is coming home. That if dad is coming home, it's all about chaos. You see, this one is being beaten, this one is being keleleshwad. It's just trouble and trouble and trouble.
So what is this present
Present
fatherhood, or what
fatherhood,
does it mean to you?
for me, what it means is that you're very intentional about how you care for your family. You're able to care for your family, you see. And by caring for your family, is not only just provision for their physical needs, but also being there for their emotional needs. Okay? So that even if, let's say, for example, my dad was away a whole month, but when he comes, we feel like he's always been with us. You see, because it takes time to catch up with you on your schoolwork. It takes time to catch up with you on who your friends are. It takes time to catch up with you on your behavior. And it takes time to catch up with you on how you're even eating on the table. You see, unlike you're a present father, but you're not having conversations with your children. Yani uko pale in person, lakini hata hauzungumzi na watoto wako. Maybe you're just on your phone all the time. The other children are on their phone. If you want your child, you call them on their phone. Ako the next room, but you call on your phone. Sylvia, hebu kuja sitting room for a bit. You see,
Hey, that is characterizing today's families a lot.
yeah, you see. So that's not presence, It's about when now dad comes back, we fix a chair together, and in fixing a chair, there are things that he's learning about his son. Unaona? And it's getting very challenging in this age and time where children are mostly in school and even in boarding school. Now, for my father, he would just sneak into boarding school, hata when it's not visiting day. Nashtukia head of department akwambia, Emmanuel, go to the office, your father anakusubiri. You see, Emmanuel, go to such and such a place, your dad is there. He's come to see you for 10 minutes. Yeah,
I like those words. Your dad is there.
Yeah, he sees you for 10 minutes, and in those 10 minutes, he's already picked like 1,000 mistakes that you did. And he's already correcting, and you're like, how did
Super catch up.
how did he even know about all this? And my dad is a very smart man. So I think present fatherhood is not just about you being there in person, but it is about what you do with your people when you're around, so that you can be away for even months, even years or something. Like I have a friend who works in Somalia. He actually called me. He's called Simon. He has called me when we are speaking right now. I wish we came with him. He can be away in Somalia for 6 months because they do rotations. He works at the United Nations. So 6 months he's away, but then he at least makes sure every day he's speaking with his child on video call. They have FaceTime and so forth and so on. And then when he comes, he's the one washing his boy. He's spending more time with the boy. I think if he was coming, he would be coming with his son as well. Actually, I'm the godfather to his son, wakati alizaliwa, and also for baptism. So he's trying to demonstrate present fatherhood by just catching up. He's even trying to help the child do his homework on FaceTime. Like, Daddy, today, what did you learn in school? The boy is 3 years old. You're coloring. Okay, go take this color and. I think that is present fatherhood.
Because we cannot always be there.
We cannot
all the
always
time.
be there all the
Yeah?
time. So kuna expectation ingine that the current generation wants to bring, and especially generation of ladies, sorry to say,
Aye,
that
okay.
that that mwanaume lazima akuange kwa nyumba kila time, so that they get angry when you step out for a bit.
But that
Of
has
course,
always been, like, it's not starting now. It's always been there. Like, part of the reason why men and women fight a lot is because you feel like if someone is not there physically, but you've really qualified it well to say that when the person is there,
When I'm available.
it's just a plus.
Yes.
But you feel like they're there with you
yes.
throughout
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of how they
yeah,
carry
yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
Eh?
And even let's say, for example, my own father, having not spoken for quite some time, I think maybe 3 months or 4 months, I can still feel like his presence every now and again. You get? I can still feel his presence every now and again. If he's no, we haven't met in person, but you can literally feel this person's presence because of maybe what they expect you to do, or maybe what you expect from them, or maybe what they expect you to do for someone else, and things like that.
So there's
that connection, there's that flow,
connection.
there's that
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be that kwa sababu mzee ameenda probably to watch football game that is not present. You see, ati ameenda coach Manchester or whatever, so it means that he's not present. So I think present fatherhood is just about what this person is able to do when they're around. Yeah.
Perfect. So let me flip the mic a bit and ask if you have any question for me that you would like me to answer.
I mean, it's a lot of questions, and especially how you run your family. Because I remember when I was going to Nyombo, Rurasho,
Yeah.
PM is the one that gave me hints.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a relative of yours who's also taken from Meru.
Yeah.
I think so.
That's true.
So alikuwa ananipea hints za how to go for a Rurasho in Meru.
Yeah.
Tom. And pia alikuwa ananipea hints za, qualities of we were speaking after the French class, and for a long time, hata nikienda Coast, because he stayed in Coast so he was really advising me on a lot of things. So I think for me, I have a lot of questions, but then one is just, I mean, I'm only at my number 1, okay? I think you're in number 5.
Yes.
With the youngest being 3.
Baby number 5, I mean.
And the oldest being 21, I think.
Yes.
I mean, that's quite a gap.
It is.
You see?
It is.
So, I mean, you've seen them all through the spectrum. You're taking care of a toddler, you're taking care of preschoolers, you're taking care of school going, you're taking care of a teenager, you're taking care of someone who's now entering into adulthood.
Yes.
You see? So my big question is, how do you keep the family running with all these things happening? You see?
Yeah.
How worried are you about the 21-year-old who's away from home now?
Yeah. How you keep the family running, I think it evolves. When we started, my daughter was like our life, like baby number 1. Yeah. So really, you're very nitty-picky. But then as you move along, you realize they can survive. Develop a village, literally.
Yeah.
You develop a village. Like, I usually tell people that it's not me and Tom who have raised these children. They have been raised by a literal village. Because initially you think you can manage it. Like, now you're really very hands-on with Papsi.
Yeah.
But then with time, you start to realize that I need to give space for other things to take place in their lives. And that's how they become wholesome and real people.
Yeah.
So there's those values that you instill in a child, and just being very present is important.
Yeah.
But also allowing others to help. I've never really felt like it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, even when you ask me, like, I have 5 kids, I'm like, I don't even realize.
Yeah.
In fact, I usually wonder, like, if I didn't have kids, what would I have done with all that energy and time?
Yeah.
So you learn to also benefit from them. Like, my elder daughter can easily run the household. If I'm traveling for work and Tom is not there,
true firstborn.
she becomes
deputy parent.
the deputy parent. again, my 3-year-old can speak almost anything. Like she learns from them.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't now
true.
depend on me.
On
With
you,
Papsi,
yeah.
you have to almost teach him everything.
Yeah, I mean,
But then I usually come and she tells me stuff and I'm like, how did you know that? But it's her sisters.
yeah,
They've really been able to
coach and mentor.
share part of themselves, even sometimes without knowing. Like you come from school, you say, oh, I'm so hungry, I want to eat this. Then she understands, if I'm hungry, this is how I can help myself.
Yeah.
So she's really been able to move across that, and really thanking everyone, everybody, because a lot of people have been involved. My extended family, parents, other parents, teachers.
Okay.
A lot of people have really helped.
All right.
So I think parenthood,
Aina
don't make it
aina
very
script.
don't put it so heavy on yourself. Sometimes when you feel you're having trouble with Papsi, chukua peleka Mombasa to your sister. Let him spend a week or so. Akirudi, he's a different little boy and has learned a little bit more from where you left him. So that's kind of my answer for that. I hope it makes sense.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we didn't do it alone.
Yeah. Okay.
Another question would be, would you encourage someone thinking of taking a nursing course? And how would you advise them to go about this?
Number one, I never wanted to do nursing myself. I wanted to be an engineer like my dad, more or less like your sister wanted to do computer or whatever. But then, right now, I cannot advise anyone to do any other thing apart from nursing. You see, irrespective of how crowded it is getting, you get. So it is a good course for someone to be able to do. So how I got into nursing is a story for another day, you know.
It can also be a story for today.
How I got, so that day I came back home, and then my old man was like, Emmanuel, it was May. I was supposed to go in on May intake. Go to the bedroom. There's a box for you. So I go to the bedroom. I check the box. I see lab coat, stethoscope, textbook of nursing, blah, blah, anything that you would need to go to a nursing school. Admission letter iko hapo. Fee imelipwa yote. I'm like, Dad, hizi ni za nani? Kaambia hizo ni zako, unaenda kufanya nursing. Kaambia me want to do engineering. So I bocated in May, June, July, August. Nikaingia September. You see? Nikaingia September.
So you were pushed into it.
Yeah, I was pushed into it. But then right now I cannot advise someone to do any other thing because this is what I know. You see, there are a lot of opportunities in it. Number one, if you want to work in the clinical areas, there are a lot of things that you can do. You can work with children, like I do. You can work in maternity to help women deliver. You can work in men's health. You can work in psychology. You can work in theater for operation. You can work in critical care, ICU, which I'm also specialized in. If you don't want the clinicals, you can go into research. You see, and now you can see myself, I'm blending teaching, research, and clinicals. So you can go and do research. If you don't, which is also one of the highest paying specialties in nursing and healthcare. If you don't want research, you can go ahead and do projects. You know, manage projects, manage programs, and so forth and so on. If you don't want that, you can come and do teaching like I'm lecturing now. You see, if you don't want that, you can...
There are too many avenues.
Too many avenues, you see. So if she got a good grade, if someone has good grades, they can do a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, okay, which gives you a quicker pathway for career progression. But if they got, I think, a C+ or something, we can confirm that from the Nursing Council website. They can do a diploma in nursing and then progress into a bachelor's in nursing and then progress into a master's in nursing. So myself, I'm a master's in nursing, and I also have a postgraduate diploma in pediatric critical care. You see, so that's why I refer to myself as a super specialist. Yeah, so they can even progress further into PhD, you know, a doctor of nursing philosophy and things like that. And I think that is, I know that is one of the highest paying specialties in nursing, especially in the US. It's called DNP, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Doctor of Nursing Practice, you know. Yeah, it is one of the highest paying specialties and careers globally right now, actually.
Yeah.
So yes, if they don't want to do whatever you're asking them to do, let them do nursing. They can catch a niche for themselves. It gives you satisfaction of, number one, improving yourself career-wise, and also helping, seeing a child that you delivered walking tomorrow, a patient that I had in critical care is now better and doing well. It gives you satisfaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I know that you can also take nursing if you've taken other science courses, because my bro took biology here in Kenya and went to become a registered
And
nurse.
actually, for her, you said computer science. If you blend computer science and nursing, you're actually at a more powerful place, because now we have a lot of technology in healthcare. So if probably she won't want to work with the patients, she can be what we call a PMLS specialist. This is an equipment specialist, because those monitors are computers. Those ventilators are computers. So you can be able to integrate that. Also, we have healthcare informatics right now. It's a specialty that is really picking up. You see, so there are a lot of avenues. She can merge that computer science with healthcare very nicely. And it, gives very good credits and, points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So don't say that you're still thinking about what.
But there's a funny cadre called HCA, Healthcare Attendant, Nursing Assistant, Nurse Aide. I would advise, my own opinion, okay? Expert opinion, don't take that specialty.
Because it doesn't give you the required
Number one,
skill set.
there is no room for growth. It's a certificate, okay? Number two, it's a very risky subspecialty. Number three, it is not recognized or it is not regulated. There is no regulatory body. I think it's only TVET for Kenya that regulates it, okay? But in terms of the way Nursing Council regulates nursing, HCA, Nurse Aid, my own personal opinion, don't take that cadre.
Haya, habari ndio hiyo.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for those
Yeah.
insights.
Yeah.
We really appreciate your
Yeah.
time today.
Yeah.
And we'll really look forward to hearing more about your ventures. Yeah.
And there are endless stories.
Yeah. We look forward to hearing more.
There are
once we
endless
settle.
stories, yeah.
So thanks again.
Okay.
And don't forget to subscribe, and please share this episode with your friends and family. We are on all socials, almost TikTok, Twitter. Did I say Twitter? It's X. TikTok, YouTube, X, Insta, and if you want to talk to Emmanuel or have any questions, feel free to include your thoughts in the comments, and we'll be sure to get them to him. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you so
coming.
much, Sylvia.
It's
a
been
pleasure.
really nice having this conversation.
Yeah.
And I heard you when you said you have a lot of questions, so maybe we can have
definitely
more detailed discussions and conversations.
Yeah.
I know we used to talk a lot a while back.
Yeah.
So we need to bring that
absolutely
back home. It's a wrap.
Thank you.